Hi everybody and welcome back. If you've been following along in the last video, you'll know by now that slow jigging is all about rhythm, precision and control. Today we'll be going over what I consider to be the essence or heart of slow jigging itself, the rod. This is where your journey truly begins. In slow pitch jigging, the rod is not there to fight or bully the fish. It's there to give life to metal. Every pitch and lift sends the jig fluttering and falling, which entices the bite. It's not about brute force, it's about sensitivity and control. Slow pitch rods have a parabolic action, which means they bend deep into the blank. They're also constructed from high modulus carbon, which keeps them light and very sensitive, enabling you to stay in control and feel every movement flutter and bump on the way down. Generally, you'll find slow pitch rods in lengths anywhere from 5'8" to 6'2". Longer rods do exist, but then we're entering the world of long fall jigging, which is similar but a completely different facet as well. 90% of the rods we see on store shelves today are what I call modern day slow jig rods. Outside of Japan, you'll find very few true slow jig rods. Why this happened is, as slow jigging became more popular around the world, rod manufacturers started building their own rods, putting their own twists and spins on these rods. What we did, we improved the fish fighting ability of these rods. That in turn decreased the lure handling capabilities of these rods. It kind of threw the scales a little bit more into balance, really than out of balance, but at the sacrifice of the lure handling capabilities. Don't get me wrong, these rods still perform very well, and almost all of the rods available in South Africa in our market are what I classify as modern slow jig rods. If you're considering your first slow jig rod purchase, I know everybody wants to go and catch the biggest, baddest fish possible. But my suggestion is start out on the medium to medium light spectrum. Learn the technique first. Get a handle on it. Learn how to impart proper action to your jigs. Learn how the system works. I would suggest a 6'2" rod, medium light, rated for a max of PE 1.5 and jigs around 250 grams. This will enable you to fish anything from 30 meters to 200 meters of water depth. And don't get me wrong, these little fin noodle blanks, as they've been referred to on charter boats I've been on recently, can pull really big fish. To be very honest with you, slow pitch jigging is not a cheap facet to get into. The rods are highly specialized and often imported, making them quite expensive. If you do go the route of an overhead model as well, dedicated reels come at a cost. My suggestion is to someone who does not want to spend a large amount of money or make the investment, or if you're not sure that you're going to practice this type of fishing long term, is to actually go ahead and purchase a spinning reel version of a slow pitch rod. Nobi South Africa have a large range of these rods available, and they're at very competitive prices. This will get you into the sport. It will work for shallower waters, sort of 30 to 60 meters. Anything deeper than that, you start to lose control on the spinning reel, and I would suggest that you highly look at an overhead model. But for someone who's getting into the sport, wanting to try their hand to see if this is really for them, or just to see how effective this facet really is, I would recommend that you go for a spinning model like this. To conclude, the slow pitch rod is the heart and essence of the slow jig system. Get to know your rod, get your cadence down, know where your energy is being transferred, and you'll be able to make metal dance for you. In the next episode, we're going to cover reels, overhead versus spinning, gear ratios, and correctly pairing sizes to rods. Thanks for watching.